Because of how large our universe is, it's not that surprising that many people believe we are not the only ones in it. It's also not that surprising that certain signs or pieces of evidence have popped up throughout the years that might just prove those people right. For that reason, I've decided to compile a list of just that. So sit back, relax, grab a jar of mayonnaise, and join me for the 10 strongest signs of alien life. Number 10 is the mystery sphere. After the Betts family had 88 acres of their land destroyed by a brush fire in 1974, they decided to inspect the damages. While doing so, they found a medium-sized metallic sphere with a triangular symbol in the center. Although they didn't think much of it, they decided to take it regardless. A while later, the 21-year-old son of the family was strumming his guitar when the ball began to vibrate. It also began emitting strange sounds and essentially reacting to the son playing guitar. The sounds were said to contain high-frequency waves because every time the family dog would hear it, she'd begin to whimper. It was a phenomenon nobody could really explain, so it's not that surprising that many people pointed at some kind of alien technology to justify the existence of the ball. Whether this is true or not is unknown, however it is very possible that some kind of a third party was controlling the sphere's actions. Number 9 is the Solway Spaceman, a very famous photograph that was taken in 1964 by a firefighter known as Jim Templeton. The reason for its popularity is because behind Templeton's daughter is what appears to be a spaceman. Many theorists use this as proof that we weren't alone. However, after the picture was thoroughly analyzed, it turned out to most likely be Templeton's wife. And the reason she appears like that is because of overexposure. However, many people are not happy with this analysis, and the debate continues to this day. Number 8 is pilot sightings. One of the biggest sources of UFO sightings is pilots themselves. There have been countless reports from pilots stating that they have seen strange flying objects in the air whilst in flight. One example of this occurred in 1966 when a U-2 spy plane went missing in Cuba. When it was last tracked, it was said that a high-flying unidentified object was in close proximity to the plane. On another occasion in Sweden in 1933, unidentified objects were spotted flying through the air. When the Swedish Air Force attempted to take off, it turned out that the weather was too extreme for them to do so. However, these unidentified objects continued to be seen flying throughout the duration of the day. These are only 2 of several accounts revolved around UFO sightings, and the list continues to grow all the time. Number 7 is Napoleon's microchip. It turns out that the French political leader, Napoleon Bonaparte, might have given us a small lead into alien life. It turns out that in 1997, a doctor was studying Bonaparte's height and found a microchip in his skull. Napoleon had been kidnapped at one stage and said very little about his experience. For this reason, certain theorists came to the conclusion that he had been abducted by aliens. While it does sound far-fetched, it definitely is a mysterious event. Number 6 is crop circles. These mysterious designs are definitely one of life's big mysteries. While a lot of them do end up being man-made, others tend to pop out overnight out of nowhere, sometimes possessing strange designs that many take as attempted communication from alien life. Whether this is true or not is definitely up for debate, however it is definitely an interesting concept. Number 5 is developed ancient technology. Certain pieces of technology have been found that possess the same attributes as modern technology. One example of this is a compass that was found from the 11th century that Vikings used. It was incredibly advanced and said to be nearly as good as a GPS. Another example was Haran of Alexandria, who built a robot out of string that could turn corners and move by itself. Bear in mind, this was anywhere between 30 to 70 AD. Around 2,000 years ago. Now this of course doesn't prove alien existence by any means, but people have speculated that these extremely developed pieces of technology shouldn't have been possible in the time they were made. Because of this, they believe that it may have been the work of alien life, or that the inventors may have received certain pieces of information from alien life. Number 4 is the sighting. On the 13th of October 2010 in New York City, countless eyewitnesses reported seeing shiny circular objects in the sky. Many people speculated that it may have been a balloon, however nobody could give a solidified answer. What makes this event even stranger is the prediction that was made a few months earlier by the author Stanley Fulham. In the summer of 2010, in a press release, Fulham said that a fleet of UFOs would visit the Earth on October 13th, exactly the date that these sightings happened. Number 3 is the Roswell incident. In 1947, an object crashed at a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. The first press release stated that the Army had found a flying saucer. The military quickly tried to dismiss this and stated that it was merely a weather balloon. However, it was too late for their shenanigans, as theorists had already begun to formulate their own opinion on the incident. Another thing that fueled conspiracy theories were the objects that were found at the crash site. For one, there was hieroglyphics that nobody was able to decipher, and indestructible sheets of metal. Many people remain convinced that these pieces of material did not come from Earth. The event remains very mysterious to this day. Number 2 is the Battle of Los Angeles. In February of 1942, strange lights started to appear in the sky in Los Angeles. America had entered World War II 3 months previous, so tensions and nerves were very high when it came to potential attacks. They suspected it may have been an aerial attack from Japan, and before confirming anything, they sent the military to attack. A total blackout was ordered, and around 1,400 shots were fired towards these lights. 5 civilians died because of this incident. However, it turned out to be a false alarm. It turns out they were not under attack, however they were unable to say what the lights actually were. Because of this, many people said that the lights was some kind of a UFO and that extraterrestrial life was attempting to contact us. If that's the case, then we gave them a warm welcome. And number 1 is the WOW signal. In 1977, astronomer Jerry Ehrman picked up a signal that would go down in history as one of the strongest signs of alien life ever recorded. It was a steady source of radio waves, which is completely different than what is usually picked up when recording audio files in space. Ehrman was so shocked by this that he wrote one word beside the signal: wow. And that's it for this top 10. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. I want to give a big shout out to historyandheadlines.com. They were a big help when it came to finding out information about this topic. I definitely recommend you check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. But I hope you enjoyed your jar of mayonnaise, and as always, until next time.